Okay. This is going to be my recap for everything that happened during UFC Vegas 92. Lots of nonsense on this card. Starting with Vanessa Demopoulos and Emily Ducote. I don't know about you guys, but it seemed to me like, even though I know this was kind of a close fight, but Emily Ducote just seemed to be doing a little better than Vanessa Demopoulos. And I think when they showed like the points, it seemed like Emily Ducote had a little more points. Emily Ducote also finished on top of Vanessa Demopoulos, but I guess that doesn't mean anything because Emily Ducote won by split decision. That was the first fight of the night where I was like, okay, well, I mean, it seemed like Emily should have got it, but whatever, maybe Vanessa got it, whatever. And then the second fight. Okay. The second fight was Alatengheili and Kleydson Rodrigues. See, I predicted for Kleydson Rodrigues to win because I thought that he would outpace Alatengheili. I knew Alatengheili would play he would fight a very boring fight, and that's exactly what he did, but he actually won because he just managed to take down Kleydson Rodrigues. He didn't even bother boxing with him, so the pace didn't matter, and he won by just control time. Yeah, he played the slow game and won in classic fashion. Okay, next fight on the card. This is the fight that I have a lot to say about. This fight was with Piera Rodrigues and Ariane Carnelossi. So, Piera Rodrigues was winning. She pretty much won the first round, got a sense for who she was up against. She was countering everything Ariane Carnelossi was throwing at her. And then in the second round, she beat her down to the ground, was on top of her, and then apparently the ref called her on headbutting Ariane Carnelossi, which maybe she did, but it kind of seemed more like she was adjusting herself, and the ref said that, oh, well, we gave her a warning, but that wasn't even enough time, like, between the two, like, headbutts that she had apparently done. There wasn't really enough time in between the two for her to even, like, react. But they stopped the fight, and I was like, okay, I mean, I guess this is just going to be a no contest. But then they decided they were going to count it as a disqualification and give it to Ariane Carnelossi, essentially rewarding her for losing. Yeah, I don't even know what to say because I really think this should have just been deemed a no contest. Like, Carnelossi was clearly losing, and had this whole headbutting incident not happened, she definitely would have lost. Which is crazy too, because you'd think that for having so much testosterone, like more testosterone than a man, she wouldn't go out like a bitch. But she did, and she just left, and she was like crying on the canvas, like, oh no, I am so hurt, and then she just left, and she wasn't even there for the final decision, which was embarrassing. Really disappointing, honestly. Like, I think that there should be more rules for this kind of nonsense, but here we are. I had to take a walk after this fight. So for the next fight, which was with Magomedov, And Warlley Alves, I was walking for the first 2 rounds, and I came back for the third one and saw that Magomedov was completely dominating Warlley Alves, and Warlley had 0 answers for what Magomedov was doing to him. And Magomedov won by decision. Hurrah. Yeah. Okay, well, next fight was with Tamires, Vidal, and Melissa Gatto. By the way, I had predicted for Magomedov to win, and he won. So, but okay, next fight, Melissa Gatto, Tamires, Vidal. Melissa Gatto won by a long shot. I knew Melissa Gatto was better than Tamires Vidal, but I didn't know Tamires Vidal was that bad. She just got taken down so much and didn't know what to do. The commentators during the fight were saying, like, she's completely outmatched and she can't do anything here. She has some power. Maybe she can, like, strike Melissa Gatto in a way that, will put her down, but obviously that didn't happen. And, in the end, Melissa Gatto punched her in the chest, and Tamires Vidal just kind of, like, grabbed her chest and, like, ran away and squirmed and didn't defend herself, and then obviously the refs called the fight. And in the UFC, punching someone in the chest is not considered illegal. So here's my opinion on this, because I'm a woman. And getting punched in the chest fucking hurts. Like, I would say it probably could hurt as much as getting, like, kicked in the balls. Obviously the men who made these rules don't know that because they don't have boobs, but yeah, that shit hurts a lot. But I mean, the other argument is I've seen women get punched in the chest before and continue to fight. But Tamires Vidal was already losing, and she just, like, went and cried in the corner, and just went out like that. Anyhow, Melissa Gatto won, which was cool. Yeah. Anyhow, okay, next fight was Victor Martinez and Tom Nolan. There was a moment in this fight where I thought Tom Nolan fucked up again and wasn't careful, and for a second I was like, oh shit, is Victor Martinez gonna get him? And then he didn't. And then somehow Tom Nolan flipped it around. I mean, Victor Martinez was just so small. Like, it was so difficult for him to do anything. And yeah, I mean, Tom Nolan just had a huge advantage here. I feel like the refs kind of called this fight early. But it is what it is. Tom Nolan still won in the first round. Yeah. Okay. Next fight was Oumar C and Tuco Tokkos. So Tuco Tokkos took this fight super last minute, and you can kind of tell because he showed up looking kind of out of shape and a little bit scared. So yeah, he went in there, immediately got tackled, and had no answers for what Oumar C was doing to him. Yeah, honestly, I didn't think it would all happen so quickly. But, as I said, like, I think Tuco Tokkos took this fight last minute because he was feeling really confident about his 2 past wins. How fighters get that way. They're like, oh yeah, I just won my 2 previous fights, and I'm probably going to win this one too. But that obviously did not happen. And he just got submitted and lost. Okay, next fight was with, I think, Angela Hill and Luana Pinheiro. And in this one, I predicted for Luana Pinheiro to win. And she really disappointed me. I thought this was going to be her time. I thought, she mentioned in the media conference that she learned from her previous mistake. She's been training a lot. And, I expected to see kind of like a refreshed version of her. but she performed so much worse. Like, the takedowns that she was attempting were so bad, and in the end, like, was it the second round? I think it was the second round. She, like, went for this sloppy takedown. I don't even know what she was doing, but essentially just caught herself in a guillotine. And then she just fell over, and Angela Hill just, like, secured her guillotine, and then Luana Pinheiro lost. It seemed after the first round, she got scared and intimidated because she didn't expect Angela Hill to be that good, and she started freaking out and trying to improvise instead of anticipating. If you guys know that reference, let me know in the comments. But anyways, yeah, she was improvising instead of anticipating, and she lost by being sloppy. And yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I thought this was gonna be a turning point. I thought, you know, Angela Hill, it was time for her. She was old, probably not gonna succeed, but here we are. All right, next fight was with Adrian Yanez and Vinicius Salvador. So I had predicted for Adrian Yanez to win, and he won. As we saw in this fight, Vinicius Salvador, I was like, the whole time I was like, bro, what are you doing? He had himself completely open, like, wasn't protecting his head at all. I don't know if it was because of cockiness. Seemed like a bit like a mix of cockiness and insecurity that he was doing that. I have no idea. Eventually though, he got hooked. And he fell, and then Adrian Yanez had the opportunity to get his KO. This was one of the fights actually after the weigh-ins. I was like, oh, the vibe here is weird. I don't know. I'm gonna skip this one, but that went pretty smoothly, smoother than like most of the other fights on this card. Yeah, I mean, I knew that Vinicius Salvador was bad, but you know, he just confirmed all of my thoughts this fight. It was indeed terrible performance. Okay, next fight was Themba Gorimbo and Ramiz Brahimaj. So I had Themba Gorimbo to win, and he won, but not the way I expected him to. There was barely any boxing in this fight, which was kind of shocking to me. I thought Themba Gorimbo for sure, you know, might try to box, because that's not something that I've seen Ramiz Brahimaj do much, and I thought that maybe Themba would take advantage of that. But it seems like Themba Gorimbo just wanted to grapple with him, just to like, it almost seemed like he wanted to prove a point, which he kind of did, but he didn't really do much. And there was so many times, especially in the first round, where I was like, oh, Themba Gorimbo's on top. All he needs to do now is pass guard. And there were so many opportunities where I was like, dude, just swing your leg over. And he didn't do it. So I was like, and maybe there was something, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't able to do that. Maybe he was distracted or focused on something else. But in my opinion, there were so many moments where like he had a chance to capitalize and he couldn't quite get there. So it ended up being kind of a boring fight where it was just like, Themba's in the clinch. Brahimaj is in the clinch. They're switching. Anyways, they never got separated, but yeah. Boring fight. Gorimbo won. That's all I have to say about that. Next fight was with Khaos Williams and Carlson Harris. So I know a lot of people predicted for Carlson Harris to win because they were like, oh, well, his grappling is good and he's going to get takedowns and he's a better grappler. And he's probably going to win by submission. And then he just got KO'd in the first round by Khaos Williams. I told you guys, Khaos Williams has pretty good fight IQ. I also felt pretty good about him after watching the press conference interview thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was the quickest fight on this card. Honestly, my stream kind of froze as I was watching it. So like it froze, and then suddenly when it restarted, all I saw was Carlson Harris like on the ground looking all dead. So yeah. Khaos Williams for the win. Okay, next fight, and the saddest fight, I think. Or maybe actually, yeah, the saddest fight on this card. Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. Oh man, everybody thought this was gonna be Martinez versus Jose Aldo all over again, and I don't know what happened. I mean, I do know what happened, but Edson Barboza just did so badly. I picked him to win because I thought that, okay, he's a more experienced fighter. He's got better grappling. He is more durable. He's gone 5 rounds. He's consistent. He's going to build momentum, and I can rely on him to, like, fight a solid fight. And he just... man, I think he was just not expecting Lerone Murphy to be as good as he was, because it seemed that, like, when he was in there, he was just in a state of shock the whole time and wasn't doing anything. I'm surprised he didn't shoot for takedowns, because he was losing so badly on the feet. I think, like, by the end of it, Lerone Murphy had, like, 200 strikes to the head, and, you know, at that point, I think in the last minute of the fight, there was, like, a little bit of grappling, and I'm like, there's nothing Barboza's gonna do here, because he just absorbed so much damage that his brain probably feels loose. Like, he probably can't even think straight. So, I mean, that was actually pretty heartbreaking, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you know, at the time of me making my prediction video, there was a thought that Lerone Murphy could win this, but I thought that Edson Barboza's fight IQ is a little better, and I really thought that Lerone Murphy might get gassed out by the end of it all, but man, he just kept pushing through, and yeah, he won the fight. So not terrible, but not great. No, we didn't do the best on this card. But as I mentioned in my prediction video, this isn't my favorite card, and I feel like there might be some fuckery involved on this one. None of the cards that are pretty much every card except for the main ones, like the UFC 300s, they're always going to have fighters that are kind of unknown, that are kind of unpredictable. So I try my best with these, but yeah. Now we know. Anyhow, if you guys did well this week, let me know. I would appreciate it. Also, I just created an Instagram if you guys want to follow it. I haven't posted anything yet, but I will soon. And also, if you want to support this channel, I have a link in the description for my Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you want to show support, click that link, or give me some crypto if you have crypto and you want to send me some crypto. I would appreciate that too. Anyhow, other than that, I will see you guys later. If there's any kind of videos you guys want me to make, like reactions to certain events, do let me know in the comments. I will be checking. Yeah, and let me know what you guys thought was the biggest upset on this card. I'm curious. Other than that, I will see you guys. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.